I think we're live. How's it going, guys? It's Football Friday. Last week, AM Plus Money from odds.com. He went 6-2 with his picks, and he's hoping to do even better. He actually told me earlier he has like close to 15 plays this weekend. So we're going to go fast, but we're going to cover lots, and he's going to give out lots of picks. So we're going to do that right now. We're going to bring in AM Plus Money from odds. What's up, man?
Oh, not much. Just enjoying a nice 6-2 debut to the show. How are you today?
I'm doing great. And yeah, I know I'm excited to hear some of your picks and specifically get into the EPL picks, particularly. I'm interested in. You went 3-0 last weekend, right?
Yes, 3-0 in the EPL last weekend. I
Yeah.
got another, let's just count them, 4 plays
Okay.
this week
And
for
so,
the
yeah, we
EPL.
anticipate. I mean, you can already see that sports is slowing down. It's not quite the same, and I mean, big time. And then you're looking ahead here, and so there's going to be some college football. There's going to be NFL, and NBA and NHL will be starting up around January or something. Possibly college basketball starting in November. But in between, there's going to be lots of European football, also North American football, but AM mostly covers European football. So, are we going to start in the Premier League?
Yes, we will start with the most popular. Everybody loves the Premier League.
All right.
All right, so the first game we're going to go to, it's on Saturday, and it's going to be the Everton and Brighton match. So we cashed nicely on the Everton play last week.
Yeah, I
And
had them as well.
yeah, and we're gonna ride the wave here. We're still getting them at home this time at a nice cheap -125. And like I said last week, this team is nasty. James Rodriguez is looking good out there for them. They got some nice new pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, they're having a hot start. I think they're going to be a contender. I said it before. They're going to be a contender for at least Europa League in the Premier League this year. Ancelotti's got them moving the right way. They're 3-0 to start this year in the Premier League. Now, if you include their EFL Cup games, they've played 3 since the start of the new season. They are 6-0, absolutely smashing teams. And a few of those games they've won by more than 1 goal as well. A lot of high scoring matches with them. They're definitely getting production on the offense side. So I just feel like we got to ride the wave right now. Not to mention in the head to head, the previous head to head matches between these two, the home team usually wins. And Everton here at home, they're the much better squad. I got to take them on the money line -125. That's going to be our first play of the Premier League plays.
All right. There you go. And so, all these plays will be posted in our Discord. I'll put that up. It's not like we have a lot of people watching right now, but maybe we will in a little bit.
Yes, hopefully the consistent schedule will draw a nice crowd to the live. But yeah, I will be posting all my plays in the Discord and on my Twitter, so you can just check them out there.
Nice.
So the next game we're going over to, still on Saturday, it's going to be Leeds and Manchester City.
Okay.
So Leeds, they have allowed 7 goals already to start this new season.
Okay.
And that is not good considering they've only played the 3 games. That is that is a high number to allow 7 goals. And Manchester City.
So Leeds took a step up this year?
Yeah, sorry?
Leeds took a step up? Yeah.
Yes. So they recently got promoted from the English Championship, but in their first match, they went toe-to-toe with Liverpool. They lost that game 4-3, but they could have easily drew or won that game. Liverpool got lucky with a few penalties in there, so I think Leeds could definitely be a force this year. They were top of the English Championship last year by quite a margin at the end there. So yeah, but so far they've allowed a lot of goals. Their defense has been a little shoddy. They're scoring goals to match that at least, but yeah, defense has not been there. And now when you look at Manchester City, their last 8 straight games has gone over 2.5 goals. Not to mention 11 of their last 12 have seen plenty of scoring over 2.5 goals. So the play I'm going to be on here is the over 2.5 and both teams to score. It's a little pricey at -150, but I think Manchester City is going to win this game. They got to be a little embarrassed. They're coming off a bad loss to Leicester City, 5-2. That might just have cost them the title this year because Liverpool, they did it last year. They could well go undefeated throughout the entire season until they clinch a spot. So Man City, they really choked up in that spot last week. They need to come back strong. I expect them to score 3 goals at least. But like I said, Leeds, they're going to let in the goals because their defense, but they've been scoring too. So I expect them to get at least a goal on this Manchester City where, their defense isn't that great either. So I got to be on the over 2.5 and both teams to score here. I think it's a solid play. Also, the last 6 out of 7 head-to-head between these two has gone over 2.5. So should see lots of scoring here on Saturday.
So the over, you love that over.
Yes.
Okay, and it's 3.5.
Yeah, the over is 3.5. So that's why I went with the over 2.5 and both teams to score. But I think there should be 4 goals. If you want to play the over 3.5,
so the over 2.5, and so it's a combo play.
Yeah.
Okay, both teams to score and over 2.5. All right. So where are we heading to next?
So now we're going to Sunday.
Okay.
And we're going to go to the Leicester-West Ham match. Just as we mentioned, Leicester coming off a nice 5-2 shellacking against Man City. And they were impressive. They were very impressive in that game. I believe Vardy scored a hat trick in that one too. So they have Leicester. They have some nice pieces. They lost some guys from last year, not the same core midfield, but they still got a nice squad over there. And hey, they've started the season 3-0 too. They're right up there, tied with Liverpool for that number 1 spot. So, not to mention that Leicester City has, in the first 3 matches, they have 12 goals for. That is the most in the Premier League at the moment. They are just scoring like no tomorrow. They got 5 goals in one game, 4 goals in another, and then 3. So, yeah, they have not had a game this year yet where they haven't scored 3 goals. And West Ham, how they slipped out of the relegation last year, I will never know. But West Ham is not a team that belongs in the Premier League, in my personal opinion. I just don't think they're good enough to be there. And being on the road here in Leicester City, I definitely think Leicester can win this game by more than 1 goal at King Power Stadium. So I got to take Leicester on the -1. It's the only play that makes sense to me. You're getting a nice +110, and this could easily be a 3-1, 4-1 match for Leicester.
Okay. And so what did Leicester do again last weekend?
They won 5-2 in Manchester City. Actually, all 3 of their games this year, they've won by 2 goals or more.
Wow.
So considering the quality of the competition they're playing this week in their home stadium, I feel pretty confident that they should get a nice 2-goal win in this spot. But we're going to take them on the -1. So, if they win by 1, it pushes. But there's no way that they lose or draw this game.
Okay.
Especially knowing they're in a race right now with Liverpool to see who drops the first points. They're going to be coming hard.
And so the Hammers really have fallen off this year.
Yeah, they're 1-0-2 to start the year. They're just they're not doing good. Their one win came at home as well, so they're already 0-1 on the road. I don't see them changing that here. It's not looking favorable for them in this spot, so it's just got to be on the Leicester -1. So that's going to be the third play on the EPL card.
Okay, there we go. So so we still staying on Sunday here?
Yes. So we got one last game on this Sunday card,
Mm-hmm.
and probably the most exciting match, in my opinion. You get to see
Okay.
Manchester United and Tottenham.
I see that.
Yes. Now, Manchester United, they're coming off a game where a lot of theatrics in that one. They pulled off a miracle. They had a nice 2-1 lead for the last 20 minutes or so of that match. They blow it in 5 minutes of extra time, 2-2. And then somehow in the 10th minute of extra time, they get the win, 3-2. So that one was a roller coaster ride. Another
Right.
one that we cashed on last week, but it was close. Now Manchester United, they're still looking for their first win at home on the year, as they got embarrassed by Crystal Palace in that first match. So they're
Right.
0-1 to start the season at Old Trafford. That's something they're going to want to turn around. And now this Tottenham team, 1-1-1 start to the season, nothing too special. Now their one win was on the road, but Tottenham, they've lost a few players. I'm not really confident that they're going to play well in Manchester United, especially Manchester United. They always like to get up for Jose Mourinho. He used to be the manager for the team, and something about it, they just like to come hard. They won
Right.
against Tottenham last year, or last season, I guess. Would have been earlier this year, but yeah, they won last season against them, and they pretty much dominate the head-to-head. So I'm going to take Manchester United at the cheap price, minus 118 on the money line. I think they should get the win over Tottenham at Old Trafford. I think this is a game that the players get up for, considering the manager and the quality of the team.
Right. And so does that complete your EPL? Can you go over
That
all of your
Yes.
EPL picks again?
So that wraps up our EPL plays. So the 4 plays are Everton on the money line against Brighton on Saturday. That's minus 125. Another Saturday match, we have Leeds and Manchester City over 2.5 and both teams to score. Should be plenty of goals there. Then on Sunday, we have Leicester City minus 1, plus 110. And the last play is Manchester United on the money line, minus 118.
Nice. And so then where do we go? What league are we off to next?
So we're heading off to Spain next, La Liga.
Okay.
And so here we have, I think, 3 plays and a parlay. So the first game we're going to go to is on Saturday, and it's going to be Real Sociedad and Getafe. So Sociedad has not impressed me in their first couple matches. They're 1-2-1 to start the season, 0-1-1 at home. Their one draw was with Real Madrid, 0-0. Nothing special going on there. They're having trouble scoring goals, which is definitely not something that I want to back. Now, I know they're the home team here, but they haven't been playing well lately. And really, Getafe is the better team. They have the better players, and they're Europa caliber. They're in the Europa League this year. They were in the Europa League last year. Real Sociedad is not. Simple as that. Getafe is a better team. Now, Getafe has even had a better start to the season. They're 2-1-0. No losses yet. And their one draw, I was away at Alaves, but I still think that the only value on this game here is with Getafe, because
Wow.
Real Sociedad, they're not worth the price. I think it's something like minus 200. They are not worth paying that price whatsoever. The way they've been playing right now, you can't back that. And Getafe is the better team anyway. They have more talented players, and in the head-to-head, they've won the last 2 straight and 6 out of the last 7 against this Real
So I'm seeing
Sociedad
like
team.
plus 330.
Yeah, so actually I'm going to be on the draw no bet, because I
Okay.
think there's a chance maybe the game draws. Real Sociedad loves to do that, but I think the value is with Getafe here. I don't think Real Sociedad is just going to turn around and fix their problems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got to back the draw no bet for Getafe plus 137. I think they're the better team. They've won 6 of the last 7 against this team. They've won the last 2 against them. They've had a better start. They're scoring goals. Everything points to Getafe in this spot. So big underdog, but taking Getafe on the road, draw no bet, plus 137.
Okay.
So now the next game we're going to, still on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be Valencia and Real Betis. Now, I know after we had Valencia last week, and that one didn't cash. That was they played a very poor match on their home field. They drew 1-1 to Huesca, but they probably should have lost that game. They did not play well. But then in the midweek match, they turn around and surprise you. Beat Real Sociedad on the road, 1-0. So it's really hard for me to put my finger on this team right now. But I think I was a little harsh to say they were going to be bad considering the talent of the players they lost in the transfer window.
Mm-hmm.
I think I chalk more the draw to Huesca up against. I did not see Huesca being the team that they are. I think they're going to be a little feisty this year. They probably won't make European competition, but I don't think they're getting relegated this year. I think they're going to be a feisty team in the La Liga all year. Huesca, they play a nice little scrappy match. So Valencia, I'm going to forgive them for the way they played, considering I think Huesca is a better team. I underestimated them. Now, Valencia has shown me they can go on the road and beat a struggling Real Sociedad team. But this is still a Valencia team that they were one of the best at home last year. They always play well on their home field. They still didn't lose their home match against Huesca. They did tie. So
right.
It's not like they're losing matches. And they've had a decent start, actually. They're in the top 5 of the league. They're 2-1-1 to start the season, and they're 1-1-0 at home. So, like I said, I was a little harsh. Now, Real Betis, they're 2-0-2 to start the season, 1-0-1 on the road. But their one win on the road was in Alaves. And Alaves is just one of those teams that's at the bottom. I don't think they're going to be a good team this year.
Right.
They'll probably get relegated. I don't know how they escaped it last year, but yeah, not a top quality team there. Now, Valencia has only lost 1 match in the last 9 against this Real Betis team. And considering that Valencia is at home in this spot, I think the value, again, is with Valencia over Real Betis.
Nice.
So I think Valencia is the dog, correct? I don't have the lines on me right now. But the play
it is.
Yeah. So a dog, I like Valencia, considering they're still 2-1-1 on the season and they haven't lost at home this year, they shouldn't be that big of an underdog at home. So I'm going to be on Valencia draw no bet plus 110, because as we saw last week on the show when we took Valencia, they didn't lose at home, but we didn't cash the play because they drew. So I think this is the perfect spot as a home underdog. You take them on the draw no bet. Okay, they're going to win this game or at least tie it. I don't think Betis comes on the road and wins. Valencia is a tough place to play in. I don't think they can win this game on the road.
Nice. That was a good breakdown.
All right. So now.
So that was the Saturday.
Those were the Saturday matches. So now we're going to Sunday. And the last play in this La Liga, we have CD Alaves and Athletic Bilbao. Now, I know I've been giving Alaves a lot of flack.
You have been. You've been riding them.
They're 0-1-3 to start the season. 0-1-1 at home. But you know what? Bad teams win games too. And after 4 games winless, now they're at home against a struggling Bilbao team. I kind of like CD Alaves to get their first win. They're going to be hungry in this game. And Athletic Bilbao, they should be embarrassed the way they played their last match. They had a midweek match to Cadiz, and they lost that game 1-0 on their home field. But it's not just that they lost 1-0, it's the fashion they lost it in. Cadiz gets a red card. Then around, I think it was the 57th minute or something like that. Then 10 minutes later, Cadiz scores with the red card, goes up 1-0.
Wow.
Then around the 77th minute, Cadiz gets a second red card. Now Bilbao has 12 minutes plus stoppage time to try and at least tie the game, and they can't score a goal on their home field. That is pathetic. And now they're going on the road against a team that's going to be hungry for their first win this year.
So I'm seeing about plus 235.
Yeah, I like the value again on the draw no bet with CD Alaves at plus 120. I think the value is with them. They're the home team. The Spanish league last year, Real Madrid was the best road team, and they had a win percentage on the road a little over 60%.
Wow.
The second best team was Sevilla with 51%. Everybody else was under 50% on the road. I don't think Bilbao can just go into Alaves after a performance like that midweek. They got to be tired too. Now they're traveling. I like the value. I think there's value on this CD Alaves team.
Nice. Well, that's a big dog, home underdog. You have a few big underdogs here so far on your card, but that's cool. Absolutely.
Yeah. Also, with that game, the last road win was in 2005. The last team in the head-to-head here. And it was Alaves that won on the road in Bilbao. The last time Bilbao won in Alaves was in 2003. So, like I said, I don't think the way they're playing, Alaves, value there.
Nice. So we staying in Spain for one more?
Yeah, we have the parlay in Spain.
Right.
So my parlay is going to be Atletico Madrid. I really like Atletico Madrid. They're at home against Villarreal. They're 1-1-0 to start the season. They won at home 6-1 to Granada, I believe it was. And Villarreal, they're doing good. They're 2-1-1 to start the season, but they lost on the road. They played 3 home games there, and so they won 2 and tied 1 at home, and then they lost their only road game. Right. And in the head-to-head series, the home team usually wins the match. And Atletico is a much more talented team anyway. They're a Champions League caliber team, whereas Villarreal, they're more Europa League if they can even get there. So I think Atletico at home is a very nice play, but the juice is a little high, so we're going to parlay that with Barcelona. I know Barcelona, they had a lot of controversy going on in the offseason. They also lost a lot of players. Luis Suarez, who is actually on Atletico Madrid now. So just another reason to take Atletico Madrid, because Luis Suarez always likes to put on a show.
Right.
He gets to be the man now over at Atletico Madrid. So yeah, and Barcelona, you know what? They're still not bad. They're not a bad team. Messi's still there. Ansu Fati, he's having a season right now. He's having a very good start to the season. So they're still 2-0. Start 2-0 to start the season. So they won their only home game. Now they're playing a Sevilla squad. Sevilla is a very good team. They won the Europa League. And they went toe-to-toe with Bayern for that Super Cup. But in the last 16 matches head-to-head between these two, Sevilla has tied 1 and won 1. Barcelona has won 14. So,
right.
Yeah, Barcelona this is a team where they seem to manhandle, and they're going to be on their home pitch. I expect Barcelona to win this game. So my parlay is going to be Atletico Madrid money line and Barcelona money line, and you can get that plus 150.
Nice. Well, that's a great read so far through 2 different leagues. And how many picks is that now? 4 and 6?
Um, no, four and three, 7, and a parlay.
Okay, 8. Got
Yeah.
it. All right.
So now,
Let's keep it going
change
so
up the
that people who
countries.
rewatch this can get your picks because you're just moving right along. So that's great.
Yes.
So
So
where are we going?
yeah, we're gonna go to France, Liga,
Okay.
and the first game we're gonna go to. It's on the Saturday. There's only 2 games on the Saturday.
Okay.
We're gonna go to Nice and Nantes. Now, excuse my pronunciation because the French league I do not pronounce all too well,
I
despite being Canadian. You'd think I'd have a better handle on it.
think that's the correct pronunciation. But
Well,
yeah, I see Nice at plus 147.
yes. So Nice,
They're the favorite.
they've started. They're a slight favorite, but yeah, they've started the season 2-1-2. They're not having an awful year. They're 1-0-1 at home, but their one loss was to PSG, so that can be forgiven. PSG is by far, they're not in the standings at the moment, but they're by far the most talented team in the French league. It doesn't matter that they slipped up in their first 2 games; they'll come back because a lot of the other French teams will slip up. That's kind of what they do. So yeah, Nice, they're having a pretty good season, especially at home. Now, not to mention last year, Nice was one of the best. They were 6th in the French league at home. They had a record of 500. I think it was 9-7 or something like that. So yeah, they're very good. Now Nantes, on the other hand, they've started this 1-2-2.
Mm-hmm.
They're 0-1-2 on the road, so they have yet to win a road game this year. Also, on the road last year, they were not good. Their win percentage on the road was well below 500. So I like the value of Nice here. And I don't even think this game draws. I think Nice wins this game handedly against Nantes. I think they're a much better squad. And Nice is just, they've shown me in the past through previous seasons that as bad start as they had, because they've had bad starts before, or even if they're in a slump, they play well at home. Home is one place that they definitely play well. So, and Nantes, they're not good on the road. They're not. They have their moments, but they really struggle on the road. They'd be lucky to come out with a draw, but I think Nice gets the win for sure. So I'm on Nice at plus 150.
Okay.
I think they're just more talented, and they're the home. So I really
Well,
like the value.
I'm
with that.
following you. You're the expert here for sure on these picks. Again, AM Plus Money went 6-2 last weekend, and so he's looking to duplicate that 75% win percentage there. And so there we go. We have Nice on the Saturday.
So now we're going to Sunday.
Okay.
That's where the rest of the games are,
Right.
and we're going to go to the first one, Montpellier and Nîmes. So Montpellier, we talked about this team last week, but I called. Did I not say on the show that I could see them dropping points in Dijon? It's exactly what they do. They coming off a 2-2 draw to the doormat of the French league.
Right.
So now Montpellier gets to travel back home. They're 3-1-1 on the season. They're 3-0 on their home pitch.
Wow. So you like
They
Montpellier here?
I do like Montpellier because they even beat Lyon at home, and Lyon's a very tough team. They're probably, I would rank Lyon as the 3rd best team in the French
And so because of their
league.
performance last week, you reckon they're going to be focused?
Like I said, they stroll into Dijon, they get caught a little hard, come out with a 2-2 draw. Now they're at home. Montpellier, they were another team last season where they had a very good home record. I think they were even higher than Nice. They were 4th or something like that. So they play well on their home pitch. And Nîmes is not a good team in general. Nîmes could end up getting to the relegation. They probably won't end up there, but they're definitely a bottom half team of the table. And, they're 1-2-2 to start the season, 0-1 on the road. So they've yet to win a game on the road.
Right.
And, Montpellier, they've won the last 2 at home against Nîmes, and I think they're just too good for this Nîmes squad on their home pitch. I will pay the -43 for them. They're the better team, and they'll get it done here. And it's probably going to be a high-scoring game, too. I see it being 4-1 Montpellier, because when they're at home, they like to score goals. They're not afraid to blow a team out. It's on the road where Montpellier has their problems. And if they're bad, as they are on the road, they could be a real contender in this French league for European competition. So they just really need to fix their away troubles.
Right. Well, that's
yes,
a decent price.
Think despite the price, Montpellier, I think really they should be a -200 favorite in this game. That's my reasoning for paying the price on Montpellier.
Yeah. Nice work on that one. So we staying on Sunday? There's a bunch of games on this. And I can see some of the
French
other
league's weird like that. They do 2 games on Saturday and then throw everything on Sunday.
Right. So Brest?
So no, we're gonna go to Bordeaux and Dijon first.
Okay.
So good old Dijon, the doormat of the French league. 0-1-4 to start the season.
Yeah.
0-2 on the road. Going up against a Bordeaux squad, who's 1-3-1 to start the season. All 3 of those draws coming at home. Not only that, but all 3 of those draws 0-0. Now, we've been ripping on Dijon a bit. 0-1-4 to start the season. They're probably the worst team in the French league. But this is a team that's got to be feeling a bit good about themselves. They got their first point, tying 2-2 at home to Montpellier. Now they go on the road, so a little bit of a tough challenge for them. But they're going to be hungry still for their first win. Now they have a taste of that 1 point from the draw. They're going to say, "Why? Now we need to win a game." And not only that, but they're going into a Bordeaux team. Now, Bordeaux is a -50 favorite. They should win this game easily. The problem I have with Bordeaux is they have played 3 home games this season, and they have scored 0 goals in those 3 home games.
Right.
You can't back a team as a -150 favorite when they haven't scored a goal in 3 home games. That is absolutely ridiculous. So now you have a Dijon team that's probably feeling good about themselves, and they know they're going into a struggling Bordeaux that hasn't scored yet. They could 3-0-0 draws at home to start the season. But personally, I don't think Dijon is good enough to win this game. So I'm on the draw at +280. I think there's massive value there because Dijon probably not going to win the game. They're not good enough. Right. This is a game that Bordeaux should win. But Bordeaux, if they can't score, and even if they score a goal, what if they slip up and it ends up being 1-1? It's not a team you can back at a -150 price when they're not showing you production on the scoring side. So there's a real chance
war of attrition. I like you throwing in the draw again this week.
Oh yeah, it's not the only one.
Nice.
So yeah, but I definitely like the draw here because Bordeaux, they got to show me they can score before I'm going to back them, especially at the price they're at. I don't trust them. Now, there's a chance that this play gets completely wrecked, like we did with the Rennes and Saint Etienne last week, and maybe Bordeaux wins the game 3-0. They should win the game. But until they show me they can score, I got to back the draw here. I think there's value on a Dijon team that is hungry for a win and feeling good, getting their first point of the season.
Nice. I like it. I really like that one. And so let's just keep it rolling. We're moving
So now we'll
along
go
here.
to Brest and Monaco.
And we're going to do Brest and Monaco.
Yes. Now we
Nice.
will move over to that game. So Brest, they're 2-1-3. Or no, yeah, 2-0-3 to start the season. 1-0-1 at home. Now, they have 5 goals in 2 home games. 3-2.
Okay.
This is a team that Brest struggles on the road heavily, but when they're at home, they seem to score. And even in the last season, there was games they blew out teams 5-1, 6-1 that they probably shouldn't have. Bordeaux was one of those teams. So they should feel pretty comfortable on their home pitch here. Now, they're going up against a Monaco side that's pretty good. 3-1-1 to start the season, and they're 1-0-1 on the road. But Monaco, they're another one of those teams where I don't trust them unless they're at home. Okay, they got to travel to another country now, even though it's right there. Still, they got to travel to another country to play this game. And so far, Monaco, they've scored a goal in every single game played. So my play on this one, I'm going to be on the over 3 at plus 110. I think this is going to be a very high scoring match. I'm not sure if Monaco comes out with the win, but it wouldn't shock me if it was a 2-2 tie.
I'm even seeing 2.5.
Oh, if you can get 2.5, even better. I went for 3 just because of the plus money, but
yeah,
I think for sure that there's going to be goals in this one. I think Monaco's good for at least a goal. They've scored in every game, and they should probably win this game. They're a much better team. They got way more talented players. So this is a game they should score 2 or 3. But Brest, at the same time, they haven't played a game at home where they've scored less than 2 goals. So I could definitely see this being a high-scoring 2-2, 3-3 kind of match.
Right.
So I'm back in the over 3 at plus 110.
Nice. All right.
So the next one, we're going to Rennes and Reims.
Okay.
So
minus 155 for Rennes.
Yes. Oh, it went down. It was minus 163 when I was looking at it earlier. So Rennes is 4-1-0 to start the season. They're nice 2-0 at home. And Reims is 0-1-4, right, tied right down there for doormat with Dijon. They're 0-1-1 on the road. And the thing with Reims is they drew their first game to Monaco, and they've lost their last 4 since. And they are just not traveling in the proper direction. And it's a shame because this was a team that had promise last season. They were up there. They were holding off a Europa spot for a better part of the second half of the season before COVID canceled it off. And they just slipped outside of the Europa spot at 6th place. So they had promise for European competition, and now they're sitting at the bottom of the table. Now there's plenty of time to turn that around. I still think they have some decent quality players on that team. Yeah. But Rennes is unbelievable right now. They're first place French league with that 3-1-1 record. Not only that though, their players like Camavinga is having the year of his life. A lot of teams are eyeing him. He is playing so well for them right now. Rennes is just a much more talented. We saw it in a game where last week where they had not won in Saint Etienne for the last 7 matches. They were all draws, and all of a sudden they come out with nothing win. Now I wouldn't put them as good as PSG from a talent perspective, but they're easily the best team in the French league by far. There's quite a bit of drop off from them, and then Lyon and the rest, like Lille and Marseille. So yeah, definitely, I got to back Ren. Now, if you want to pay the minus 153, go for it. I'm
Hmm.
on the -1 at plus 115. This is a game considering the start to the season that Rhyme has had.
Hmm.
And yeah, I think there's a chance they turn it around, but this is not the spot. They're coming in against a team on the road to go into Ren and face a team that's just playing so hot right now. Ren, gotta back Ren until they show me that they're gonna start and regress. I think they could finish easily second place in the French league this year. They're
Nice.
Champions League destined team.
Okay, are we staying in France?
Yeah, so more play in France, and it's on the Lyon and Marseille game. I have these teams ranked at 3 and 5 in the French league.
Okay.
So definitely two top five squads right here going at it. So Lyon has started the season 1-3-1. Definitely not the start that they wanted to, considering they had a pretty good Champions League run, knocking out Juventus just in August, and they got stunted, obviously, but they went to the Final Four, I believe, or at least the quarterfinals for sure. But yeah, Lyon, they're 1-1-0 at home, so no losses on the season at home this year. Now Marseille, they're 2-2-1 season. Both their wins came on the road, including a win in PS. Now that was in the first or second. I think that was the second match of the season for PSG. So they had lost their first two, and now they've won four straight since. They've obviously fixed whatever problems they had at the start of the season.
Yeah.
But I still think Marseille's a top five team in this league. They're definitely a quality squad. And Lyon, we already know, is a Champions League team from last year. So they could definitely make it back right back to Champions League this year. They have players. So they have a nice little talent. Now, this might be a play that you like because in the previous 8 between these two teams,
Hmm.
there has not been a single draw. It's
Wow.
been all wins for either Lyon or
Uh-huh. And so this is where this
so
draw comes in.
I'm back in the draw plus 280. I think these are two very good teams. Lyon has been struggling to start the season, but they're on their home pitch. They should play a nice defensive match
And you have
and try to win a low
Marseille
scoring game.
ranked as number 5?
Yeah, Marseille is number 5. 4 would be Lille.
See, because that wouldn't be
But
so reflective in what this spread is showing either. So yeah, that makes more sense to back the draw there.
yeah,
With
no,
that.
I definitely think because Marseille, their only two wins came on the road as well.
Hmm.
So we know that they can play when traveling, and they won in PSG too. So still, even though they were struggling at the beginning of the season, it's still PSG. They still have all that talent on the team. So I think there's massive value in this draw because it could easily be a 1-1, 2-2 match.
Right.
Marseille drew Lille earlier, and I have Lille ranked as number 4. This was in the third game for them, I think, of the season. So second or third. But yeah, this is a game where both teams are pretty evenly matched to me. Uh,
Yeah.
the better team is at home, but struggling. And I just think Marseille, they'll get up for this game. They're the kind of team where, like, just like Montpellier we saw last week, Marseille's the kind of team where if they're playing a lower half team, maybe they don't try as hard. But when they got up for PSG, they beat them 2-0. And you're probably going to get up for Lyon too, because they know Lyon is a Champions League caliber team. So
Right.
I think massive value is in the draw at plus 280.
Nice. So AM, we're coming up on 45 minutes going here.
Yeah, so just two more plays
All
left.
right. Nice. So where are we going, to Germany?
I was looking
Italy.
at the German league. Yeah, we're gonna go to Italy. I was looking at the German league, and I didn't like any of the matches. I tried to make a case for Leverkusen. I don't trust them on the road. And I tried to make a case for Wolfsburg, but I don't know. Augsburg's a wonky kind of team where they win games when they're not supposed to, and they lose games that they should win. So also the German league is 2 games into their season. I don't like to bet that early. I like to wait till 3 or 4. I said it on the last show. And Italy is the same. They're only 2 games into the season, but I selected 2 matches that I really think should
Okay.
be good ones.
Yeah.
And the first one we're going to go to is Lazio and Inter. I'm on Inter money line plus 120. I know they're on the road, but Lazio is not the same team as they were last year. Or last season, sorry. They were even showing Lazio before the pandemic break back in March. They were the best team in Italy. They had won something like 21 games straight.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as they came back from that pandemic, they just started to slip and slip and slip and slip. And yeah, they got beat by a lot of people. Napoli, Atalanta, basically all the top qualities. Lazio's coming off a 4-1 smacking to Atalanta last week. So Inter Milan, they're just a better squad. They picked up some very nice pieces in the transfer window. They have Hakimi and they picked up Vidal from Barcelona, and their midfield was already solid before, and now it's even better. Not to mention their strikers. Lautaro Martinez is going to be a phenomenal striker, and Romelu Lukaku is arguably, in my opinion, one of the best strikers in the world. So I definitely think that I definitely think that Inter, they have such a better strikers, better midfield, better defense. Even though the game is in Lazio, they should just tear them apart in this spot. Right. Inter Milan, they went down early to Fiorentina in their first match. Came back, won that game 4-3. So they definitely fight even when they go down. Right. So I think Inter Milan, they're just going to overpower this Lazio team.
Cool. All right.
So now we're
on to our final pick.
Yes.
Our final pick of the night.
It's going to be Juventus and Napoli.
Okay. And that's the final game on Sunday.
Yes. So the other game was on 12. But yes, Juventus and Napoli. This is another, Napoli has started the season 2-0. Juventus is 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Juventus coming off a draw to Roma, which I kind of knew they were going to struggle in that match. They always struggle when they go to Rome.
Yeah.
But still, Juventus, they were losing 2-1 at halftime in that game, and they got red carded, and then Ronaldo still tied the game, and they came out of there with a draw 2-2. So it takes some resilience to do that with a man down that late in the match. Mm-hmm. Now Napoli, they're a very good squad. Gattuso's got them moving in the right direction, but I think a big part in this game is going to be the midfield. Now Juventus has had a midfield that has been lacking for years. And yeah, they picked up Ronaldo. They were the best team in Italy last season, but that's all they were, is 2 strikers, and their midfield was absolute garbage. Now, picked up some nice pieces. They have Arthur, and they also have Kulusevski striking beside Ronaldo. Now, this guy, he's a wonder kid. He's a lot better than Dybala, and he's going to be a star in the Italian league. He's going to be a star in the world. This kid has talent. Now, with the beefed up midfield for Juventus, it's going to cause problems for Napoli moving the ball through. And I think Ronaldo and Kulusevski are going to be able to score goals. I don't think Ospina is that great of a goalie. I think Juventus definitely has the better goalie in that matchup. And Also, I think it'd be a big issue that Lorenzo Insigne is going to miss the match with an injury for Napoli. He is basically the core part of their midfield. Now, they still got good players there, like Lozano and Dries Mertens, but no one controls the midfield the way Lorenzo Insigne does. He's the reason Italy's national team even has a chance at competing in international competition. He runs the offense through his midfield. The guy's basically like Andrea Pirlo was back in the day. So I think that's going to cause some issues, him missing this match. It's going to open a big hole in the midfield that I think Juventus is going to be able to exploit and just tear apart. So that's the difference maker for me. And considering I'm Juventus at a nice, cheap -112 at home, I will pounce on that.
Nice, buddy. Another great breakdown of all of these picks, and you had so many more. And so I really appreciate the time that you put into all of these picks. And so you're going to be posting them later tonight in the Discord?
Yeah, I'll do that right away. I'll post them in the Discord. I'll post them here. 15 plays plus a parlay.
All right. Wow.
Yeah, we'll see if we can match that 6-2 record. Let's go for 15-0.
Okay, well, as you said, we'll just keep it going. We'll just keep going on Friday nights. And I think as the repetition will help, but also the winning will help too. And so, yeah, I'm going to be tailing a few of these for sure. So, AM, thanks a lot, buddy.
Oh, thanks for being here. It's always a good time.
For sure. No, I love doing this show with you. I'm really appreciative of it that you have taken the reins on this. And so I'm ready to do it every Friday night for sure. And yeah, so
still no set time, but we're shooting for Friday, and we will tweet out the announcement in the day, whatever time the show is at. Like, we had it at 9, and we even changed it today, but we will let the people know. Hopefully we start getting a crowd here in the live chat. And you know what? We didn't cover every game, only the ones I got plays on, but if you guys have questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. Come check.
Exactly. And so we had about 10 people at one point.
You guys have a question.
We had about 10 people watching us at one point there, AM.
That's very good. I like that.
Yeah. Okay, buddy. Well, let's call it here.
All right.
All right, brother.
Thank you again.
Okay.
Have a good night.
You too. Later, man.